So moving on, I think it's time for a little bit of nerd, a nerd off, a nerd discussion, if you will. Lottie, I was just before we got on to do the podcast today, just on Twitter, and somebody I follow who does a lot of talks about a lot of comic book movies and stuff like that, posted this little graphic, and it says Marvel Studios Rotten Tomatoes scores, and there's the top 20 MCU projects in terms of their Rotten Tomato score. And I thought we'd talk about them. Specifically, this person was saying, basically saying, oh, I thought Phase 4 was trash, but half of these top 20, it says half of the top 10 are Phase 4 movies. And I'm like, you know what? That's a good discussion topic. So, Lottie, I want to run down these and see how you feel about their placement. And with the understanding that Rotten Tomato scores, of course, is, it's not us. It's not audience scores. It's critics and what they think about these various things. Do you think that these Rotten Tomato scores are in line with that? And is this a good top 20? So, you ready?
Yeah,
I'm
ready.
It's long. So we'll start from the bottom. At 89%, the 20th one is Werewolf by Night.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Strange at 89%. Captain America: The Winter Soldier at 90%. Wait a minute. What? You know what? I gotta stop there, Lottie. 90%. Y'all, are we doing this for real? What were the critics thinking about? 90% on Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
This is what I was going to say, that the reason why you're seeing some of these Phase 4 shows a lot higher on this list, and I'm not saying they're not deserving, it's because during the time of when the MCU was at its peak, it was cool to bash a superhero movie. There were people legitimately giving bad reviews, in my opinion, of the greatest superhero movie of all time, the first Avengers movie. People are like, oh, the movie was this and that. It's because it was still considered cool to bash a superhero movie, because it was, I'll say it took until 2017 or 2018 for Hollywood to realize, oh, these are not going anywhere. Because let's be honest, you read the same articles I was reading in the Rolling Stones. A lot of people in Hollywood hated superhero movies, hated them,
or still hate them. But
that is a small minority now. This used to be a good amount of people, where articles were being written about how much they're sick and tired of superhero movies coming out, when Marvel was fucking, like, at this time, between, just to put in perspective, at the time, between 2012 and 2019, Marvel's lowest movies were Age of Ultron, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and what? Thor 2?
Thor the Dark World.
And
probably
movies...
Iron Man 2? Iron Man 2?
Nah, Iron Man 3 was actually pretty good.
Iron
Man 2 came out before that. Iron Man 2 came out, I'm talking about 2012 to 19, when that was considered Marvel's peak. It came out with maybe 3 quote-unquote bad movies, when those movies are actually not bad, but you, of course, comparing them to some of the greatest superhero movies of all time, they're bad. It's just, they did not like them. So you're going to see, like you said, Captain America: Winter Soldier, in my opinion, one of the greatest superhero movies of all time. At a 90%, you're fucking ridiculous. That should be 99%. The one person who doesn't like it is... Well, that one person who doesn't like it hates with the world. That's how that movie should be 90. I don't know a single person. I'm serious. I don't know a single person, comic book fan or not, that did not like that movie. That movie was so fucking good.
Yep. At 90% also Captain America: Civil War, and Spider-Man
Abomination.
Spider-Man
Blasphemy.
Far From Home. Far From Home is at 90% also.
Oh my God. I see Avengers at 91%.
Yes,
I just want to
Avengers at
throw.
91%.
Oh God.
Also at 91%, WandaVision, which is funny because WandaVision is a lot of people's favorite Disney Plus Marvel show. Hawkeye at 92%. They see, look at the critics liked it a little bit more. They probably just really there just for Yelena. Loki 92%. The first Guardians of the Galaxy at 92%. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings 92%. You know what? I think that's a fair and honest.
That's a fair.
That's a fair and honest score right there. Spider-Man: Homecoming, love it, 92%. Yeah, you know what? That's I'll take that. Spider-Man: No Way Home at 93%. What are y'all smoking?
Yeah, there's
No.
a lot of crack being smoked. That movie was so good they re-released it and it still made the box office. Yeah, you are tripping. 93. Hell no.
When I say No Way Home, yeah, No Way Home, I liked it. It is the third out of that trilogy for me though. Thor Ragnarok 93%. That's a fair and honest score. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special 94%. Better than the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Is that a real thing? I liked it.
No,
it ain't better than the actual
smoking crack.
I mean, okay, I guess it was a fun thing, but not better than Guardians or Avengers. What If 94%? I'm a huge fan of that show, and I'm just like no, but
No.
you know, no, that's not correct. Iron Man 94%. Honestly, Iron Man should be 99%. God damn it.
Exactly.
It should literally be 99%.
I still watch that movie to this day. To this day, man. Iron Man was a fucking great movie.
Yeah, it is so good that Iron Man 2 being trash is, if you watch them back to back, it makes it Iron Man 2 better. That's how good Iron Man 1's so good that Iron Man 2's better if they're seen next to each other. Avengers, what is that?
Endgame.
Endgame. Okay, fair. 94%. That's fair.
But I wouldn't put it over the original Avengers, though.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't put it.
It has its problems, but at 94%, that's fair. Black Panther. Yes, 96%. That's a fair and honest score. That's I do not disagree with that at all. And Miss Marvel at 98%. I'll also accept that score correctly. I don't care what anyone says. If it wasn't for Wakanda Forever, that would have been my favorite Marvel thing in Phase 4. And as we speak, it is in my top 10 Marvel things, period. Like, there's a bunch of really quality stuff in there. And they're right. Look at that. You know, Rotten Tomato score says, hey. Now, let's actually peel back this whole thing about Phase 4. What actual Phase 4 is in that top 20? Werewolf by Night, WandaVision,
all the TV shows.
Far From Home, No Way Home, right? Far From Home, No Way Home, Hawkeye, Loki, Shang-Chi, the Guardians Holiday Special, What If, Miss Marvel, right? That's a lot of stuff. Like, in the top 20, Rotten Tomato scores, there are a lot of, and to be honest, even though we were like, that shouldn't really be that score, mostly we said that because there's only, we mostly said that because the score should have been higher. We never said any of them should have been lower. So, but then again, Lottie, I have never subscribed to the idea that Phase 4 was trash. Like, at all. There are definitely some lesser things in it, but in the aggregate and in the sum total, Phase 4 was really good. And y'all can nerd fight me if you want. But I mean, Miss Marvel, Wakanda Forever, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man, No Way Home, um, Werewolf by Night, Loki. I mean, I liked Hawkeye. I know a lot of people didn't necessarily like it as much. What If was really awesome. Like, I'm sorry, I do not agree though. Phase 4 was trash.
Phase 4 had its strength. Like I could see how some people didn't like it because it felt like it drug a little bit longer than it should have.
And that's because
But
it had.
Phase 4 definitely,
Yeah, it's because it had Disney Plus TV shows. It felt
yeah, it had
longer
a
than it
lot in it.
was.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, everyone's opinion and all that other shit, but Phase 4 wasn't trash. Just I think if I say anything, Phase 4 swung for the fences way more than the previous phases did. If you look through the various phases, I think there are only about phase 1, 2, and 3 each had about maybe one or two projects where they're like, we're going balls, balls to the wall, all in, and that's it. But in phase 4, I'd say about there's about 6 or 7 things where they're just like, you know what, we're gonna try a thing. And like Werewolf by Night, it was we're gonna try something, right? What If was like, we're gonna try something. Um, it didn't work for everyone. Eternals was like, you know what, we're gonna try something and see what's up. Hell, even
Hmm.
a lot of people didn't necessarily like it, but Thor: Love and Thunder was hey, we're gonna try something and see if it works, right?
Hmm.
And it kind of did, it kind of didn't. So I mean, there was just a lot of stuff going on in Phase 4, and they tried a lot harder to make some different things. If anything, I'd say Phase 4 is more like the comics than any of the previous phases because it's literally a bunch of different heroes doing their own thing, and at some point they're going to join up, right? But
Yeah.
they're all doing their own thing in their own little corners of the universe, and they're not necessarily talking to each other. So anyway, I thought that was a fun little thing to talk about. So, if you guys agree, disagree, let us know. Let us know what you're thinking about these Rotten Tomato scores and Phase 4 in general.